Hello, Ravens. Today you're going to learn the difference between formative and summative assessments. Learning something new is like a journey. In this picture, the journey is climbing a mountain. Our goal, the summit, is called the learning target. The learning target identifies what you should know and be able to do at the end of the lesson or unit. Once you know where you're headed, you'll need to ask, how do I get there? What's the route? I need a roadmap. In learning, instruction and practice is your roadmap. Follow the directions to get to the summit. If you've ever been on a long trip, you've probably asked, are we there yet? How much longer? This is where formative assessment comes in. Formative assessment answers the question, where am I now compared to where I want to end up? Am I there yet? Where am I? Formative assessments can take any form. They can be notebook entries, exit or entrance tickets, quizzes, conferences, homework assignments, really any type of evidence of learning. They happen during the learning process, and they help the teacher and know where you are as well as what your next steps in the journey should be. The teacher or peer can give you feedback that's supposed to be specific and helpful information about what's good and what you need to do next. After lots of instruction and formative assessments, you'll have the summative assessment at the end of the unit or learning cycle. The purpose is to show you that you've met the learning goal. In a perfect world, everyone in the class meets the goal, but we know that not everyone learns at the same place, and maybe someone was just having a bad day. Even in a summative assessment, you can always get feedback, do more practice, and try again. Usually you will be graded on some type of rubric. The rubric might look like a checklist, or it might look like a table with rows and columns like the one on the screen. It says what you need to do to succeed on an assignment. You want to meet or exceed standard. You look at the rubric before starting an assignment and along the way to see how close you are to your goal. Your teacher uses it to grade the assignment in the end. Both formative and summative assessments may be listed in the source, but only summative assessments count towards your grade. This means that if you don't start off doing well on formative assessments, but you improve over time and have reached the learning goal by the summative assessment, you'll do well. Your semester or quarter grade will be the average of all your summative assessments. Let's look at this person's source. Each entry shows the date of the assignment, the learning standard number, and a brief description of the skill. If the description is a blue hyperlink, there is more about the assignment if you click on it. Note that the assignment, like the one on 928, may have more than one standard assessed. The next column over says whether the assignment is formative or summative. Then there's the assignment of points. This only matters for summative assessments, but points affect the weight of the assignment. The score is what you should focus on. The score codes say whether you're exceeding, meeting, approaching, or just starting the standard. NA stands for not able to assess. The percent and the grade are attached to the score. This student received marks on the formative assessments of AS, MS, ES, and then there was one NA because it was missing. And there's just two summative assessments here. The average is 100% and 85% is 92%. So that's the student's grade. Okay, Ravens, time to self-assess. Do you know and understand the difference between formative and summative assessments? Do you know how you can use them to advance your learning? Rate yourself on the following rubric. If you're not meeting or exceeding standard, please think about what you do know and what didn't make sense to you. Please follow up with your teacher with questions about what didn't make sense. Thanks for listening.